So minimum norms and standards for school infrastructure is a law that states what a school should look like, or what makes a school to be a school. So Equal Education have been advocating for this law or piece of legislation because this is a document that will assist us to make the Minister of Basic Education, also the Department of Basic Education, and all the stakeholders or departments that are involved to account. So in 2013, minimum norms and standards for school infrastructure were adopted by the current minister, Minister Angie Motshekga, Minister for Basic Education in South Africa. We have been doing lots of campaigning, from marches, leap over, fasting, picketing. We did everything to get this piece of legislation called minimum norms and standards for school infrastructure. Then in 2018, which was last year, we then realized that there were loopholes within this document. So this ranged from toilets, it speaks about classes, it speaks about computer labs. There's like different timelines. There's a 3-year timeline that says all the schools that do not have water, sanitation, electricity should be provided with one. And all the schools that are made up of like entirely mud, asbestos, and wood should be eradicated. So when we're looking at this piece of legislation, we realized that there were loopholes. For instance, if maybe someone said they don't have money or they didn't come to the party, then there'll be no delivery. So those were some of the things that we realized. There were like lots of loopholes. The Department of Basic Education didn't want to publish their plans and also progress plans. So those were like some of the issues that we've or loopholes that we've identified, and we call them escape clause. That is something that the minister or the Department of Basic Education can use to not maybe deliver or do their work. So last year we won a court case, and that court case is called #Fix Our Norms, fixing all the escape clause that were there. So now we are focusing on implementation of minimum norms and standards for school infrastructure. Yes, we've been dealing with implementation since this, even before this, minimum norms and standards for school infrastructure were legislated. But it was quite difficult because, there's nothing to make anyone account. So we have this policy now that we can use to say, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. But the minister has already missed the 2016 deadline. And definitely they are going to miss the 2020 deadline. So those are some of the challenges. Even though there's been a slow progress, but we are still we still have plus minus 4,000 pit latrines in different schools across the country. So the progress is quite slow, and sometimes it feels like there's no political will from the Department of Basic Education.